So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to manage your personal life with business life. And this is one of the challenges that you would find even if you have any goal that is even non-financial. Let's say you want to get fit, or any goal that you have, financial, non-financial, business, non-business, you will see that this is going to be a dilemma, is that how do you manage your time between the personal life and the business life? And it's less about strategy, which is important, but it's also about the philosophy, how you think about these two aspects of your life, and what is the framework or paradigm that has been planted in your mind to operate from, and your value system with which you decide what to give time, attention, and energy to. And this is something that I faced when I was building my company. I was doing it in a very serious manner, and it became very exhausting, and the personal life became kind of like an escape from this serious activity that I was doing, which was business. And it was very exhausting, and I was not having fun, and it almost became that I was running a business to benefit my personal life, but to run it effectively, I didn't have a personal life. So it's kind of like self-defeating, that you're doing business so that you benefit your personal life, but to do the business in a good way, you will have to give up your personal life. So you have to give up what you actually value to do something that is supposed to enhance the other, but it actually ends up destroying the other. So I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And I wasn't able to get myself to be, to push as hard as I could. And I was like, how do these people who have such work ethic able to focus on business and even ignore their personal lives? And these guys don't even have to work, and they're able to do this. What's behind this? And I reached to a conclusion. I'm going to share this with you. It's going to be a framework that you can follow. And it's a very simple framework. Something happened in my brain that all of a sudden, like, everything made sense. And I wasn't guilty of working anymore, because I was really suffering from guilt, because I was ignoring too many people in my life. And I felt guilty. I felt responsible. And that guilt would drive me to again and again slip and spend more and more time. If I spend more and more time, I would think about the tasks that are not completed in my business. What could I do, and what my potential could be, what type of life I could live if I did build the business. There was constant dilemma between these two. So I finally took a position, and it was on the business end. And I'm pretty happy because of it. But I'm going to share with you how that happened, and that whole process, and the framework to do that. So when I started to set up really big goals, like building a billion-dollar company, multi-billion-dollar company, becoming a billionaire, becoming famous, having a lot of power in the world, and as I was writing down all the toys, I started to think in terms of, what's the point of this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, what is the point of this? And I remember they said, find your why. If you have a strong enough why, you will figure out the how and the what. If you just have a strong enough purpose, everything is going to be sorted, So I was like, I don't have a serious rationale to have a helicopter, or a Ferrari, or a penthouse, or a jet. The truth is, you don't really need it. That is the truth. So why would I work 12, 14 hours to get this thing that I don't need? It didn't make any sense to me, but I wanted it. I still wanted it. And I was struggling to make the sacrifice to be able to do these things. And I was like, I don't even need these things. And then I was like, okay, then if this whole thing is around need, what is it that I need? And I came up with a number which was so small. And I was like, I could do this in no time. I don't even have to work that much and I can have this, the minimum number to fulfill my needs. I could live in a nice farm, settle down with a girl, and I could just be happy. And then I was like, would I be satisfied? No, I wouldn't be. Because I would have retreated outside of the society and I'm not part of the whole game. And this is what I came to a conclusion of, is that you don't really need to build a business. There you go, I said it. You don't really need to build a business. And you could spend a very few hours in a week and you could have enough income digitally that you could live most places in the world and, outskirts, or, maybe you could go to Thailand or Bali and these places and just relax. And you don't have to work. You really don't have to build a business. There is no strong enough reason to do it, because whatever you create after you're gone, you're gone. What difference does it make? What does it do to the world, whatever? Even if you have a healthcare invention that helps people live 5 to 10 years more, ultimately they're going to fall. So that invention gave 5-10 years. 5-10 years of eating, 5-10 years of extra. So I was like, I'm not able to come up with a reason, like a purpose. And these guys keep saying that I need to find a purpose. And then I realized, I remember when I was a little kid, I used to play computer games. And there was no purpose of playing computer games, but it was a lot of fun. And me and my brother were playing 12-14 hours at a time. We used to play SmackDown, Mortal Kombat, GTA, and just unlocking newer and newer levels was just fun. And it was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of challenge, but it was a lot of fun, and we would be just exhilarated playing that game. And I came to a conclusion that business is simply a game. That's all that it is. You're playing Monopoly in real life. That's what it is. There is no purpose. There is no reason to do it. You're just playing a game. You could, with your life, once your food and sleep is taken care of, that's it. Body doesn't need anything else. You have food, sleep, and exercise, and you're good. And a partner, you're good. But what are you going to do with the rest of the day? You could either allocate the activity to financial things or non-financial things. The non-financial we label as personal, and financial we label as business. But if you look at it, anything that you associate, anything that you include finance with becomes exciting. I remember my brother used to play PlayStation with some of his friends, and after some time they would get bored. And when they would get bored, they would add money to the mix. And all of a sudden there's skin in the game, the emotions are going up and down, and it's a stimulus, and it's a fantastic experience, right? And somebody wins, somebody loses, and it's all, it gets very emotional and hyper. So things get exciting with money. You have an interest to do something. So that's the only choice that you have. You will never be laying on the bed not doing anything. You will always be doing something. Either that activity can be financial or non-financial. So it's really all business or all personal. There is no business and personal. There is all personal, because it's your life and it's your time. The only question is, what activity do you choose to do? You could either do a non-financial activity or you could do a financial activity. And financial activity is extremely exciting, especially if you understand finance. If you don't understand finance, you can't even read the scoreboard in the game. It's not going to be interesting. So if you understand accounting, finance, and aspects of business where the controls are, and how to figure things, and once you figure them out, then the whole thing becomes fun and the whole thing becomes alive. So I could not come up with a serious explanation to building a business. It's a fun activity that you can do, just like kids play. And I remember myself as a kid, I had a remote control car, I had a little helicopter, And me and my cousin, we would be sitting and we would be like, you know what, let's drive this car, we'll go there and we'll do this, we'll do that. There was no point to it. It was just a fun activity to do. And that same thing I realize I'm doing now. I've just grown older, grown up. I've just grown up and I've become like, yeah, I'm still young, I'm very young, but I'm just saying that I've grown up and the games have become bigger. All these companies, BlackRock, Blackstone, these are all just games. There is no point of creating a $2 trillion company, which is what BlackRock is. I think it's now $4 trillion. There is no point to it. The guy is going to die at some point. You know, the company may exist, but it's just a game. That's all that it is. There's nothing more to it than that. So once I really discovered that, I discovered something extraordinary because I wasn't able to get tired. Because the seriousness was gone out of the conversation. And the significance was gone out of the conversation. And there was this light experience where even an Excel sheet, I was doing my taxes recently, even an Excel sheet looked like a game. Okay, this is the scorecard. And things became actually better and I could work longer because I had that mindset. And it's just that I'm having fun. And that's all that there is. You know, if you're listening to this, if you can understand what I'm saying, if you have a technology that you're looking this on, I assure you, you're not going to go hungry in your life. You'll always have food, you'll always have a place to stay, and you'll always be able to survive. You have enough education, if you're able to understand this video, to be able to take care of yourself. So building a business is not because you need something, because your body doesn't need that much to survive. It's because you've decided to play a game. And if you're going to play a game, let's play big. And the only option that you have with your life and with your time is, are you going to give it to activities which are non-financial, or are you going to give it your time and energy to activities that are financial? And with more money, you can do more and more things, and you can play better and better games. That's what it is about. It's about playing the game. And you've decided you're going to play this game. And once you've decided, then you just play that game. If you try to play 5 games at the same time, you're not going to have fun. You're going to get exhausted. If you play a certain game that you've decided, that's the game you want to play, that's the game you want to play. If you want to do the family game, it's the family game. You know, recently my girlfriend, when she was living with me, I told her, you remember when we were little, we used to play, we used to have a little kitchen and we used to pretend to be husband and wife, and, I wasn't that much into it, but I played it once, where you have a little girl and you pretend to be husband, wife, honey, I'm back from home. And I said, I feel, I've grown up and that's the game that I'm playing right now with you. You're in the kitchen, making the tea. I'm in the office, doing my work. And so it's weird that we play these games as children and then we start playing as adults also. And I remember I was excited about the remote control car and the helicopter and all of that. And that's still the things that I'm interested in now. Even the GTA Vice City and all of that. So it's a very interesting realization that came out recently, and that's the reason to do it. It's just a game. That's it. So there is no personal in business. It's business. It's all business or it's all personal. So because it's ultimately your life and it's your choice what you want to do, what you want to give your time to. And I have found that when I see it as a game, which it truly is, I don't have a problem working 12 to 14 hours a day. And because I'm just really playing a game, I don't feel exhausted anymore. So that's today's video on how to manage business and personal life. I know you were probably expecting some strategies of how to manage the wife, kids, and the work. but it's really the answer lies in your underlying philosophy, how you look at both of these aspects, and then you make up your mind what you want to do. I'll talk to you soon.